Okay, we're going to start out real slow. This is the top of it. This is the top of my counter rotating helicopter thing. As you can see, the brass washer separates. That's the separation for the top and the bottom rotor. This is the top rotor. I hope the black spot on the thing makes it easier to see. And this is the bottom rotor. See how they turn? This part is the main bearing. That's the shaft that holds the whole thing from flopping around. That's what is attached to the frame. These two pieces here are the frame. That piece is glued solid. Hopefully it only turns when the frame does. That's what keeps the whole thing in line. The upper shaft is made of a solid metal rod, and I've soldered a piece of tubing over it so that both of my hubs will be the same, and so that I can put this washer on there. It works like this. See? Now I've got a situation where I can turn the metal shaft, or I can turn the tube. Turn the metal shaft or the metal tube. Either one. That's what we've got going here. I'll leave that in there for a second. This is the bearing right there. It goes over the other shaft like that. That way a person can hold this thing right there, hold the bearing solid, and you have a choice. You can either spin the tube, which I didn't clean that up good, so it's not turning well, but you can spin the tube or the metal shaft. Mark that. I don't have my marker out here. I hope that comes through on the video. There, maybe that helps. See, I'm turning the center tube, but the shaft and the bearing support are not turning. Now the upper part is turning. I'm going to hold on to that, and again, there's nothing holding the frame. I hold on to my rotating assembly. See, there's me turning the top shaft, the top hub, and if I hold it still, you can see that I'm turning the bottom hub. The rubber band goes from the top here to a peg down there. Theoretically, you can wind this up from either direction. See how the rubber is winding? That would be like winding your airplane backwards, winding it, holding the prop steady, and rotating the airplane. And if I let go of that, she'll unwind. She's got some. I need to put some oil on it right now. It's a little dry. Anyway, Theoretically, when this rubber is wound up, there is the same amount of force here that there is here. Each one, of course, because the rubber wants to unwind, will be unwinding in the opposite direction. The difference in them is this, the upper shaft, only has the one rod. That's all there is to it. There's friction on the outside of that rod, period. Well, plus the friction of my bearing. The lower shaft, this part here, the lower hub, has the friction from the inside of that shaft. It has the friction from being inside of this bearing. So it has friction on the outer surface and the inner surface, plus you have the mass of this unit spinning. So the blades cannot be identical. One will have to be different than the other. And that's where the problem comes from. Thank you.